Hollywood, July 2025. Nearly a decade after 50 Shades of Grey took the global box office by storm, Jamie Dornan, once dubbed the 21st century sex symbol, is now quietly battling an undercurrent. His career is in limbo. When Dornan transformed into Christian Grey, a cold billionaire with a daring sexual appetite, he not only entered the ranks of A-list stars but also became a hot topic in the newspapers. But behind the halo is a harsh truth. Jamie Dornan is gradually becoming a shadow of his own role. No one sees me as an actor with depth anymore. I am just Mr. Grey in their eyes. Even when I make war movies, people still ask me if I carry handcuffs, Dornan once bitterly admitted on a recent talk show. The Grey's curse, no escape. After the 50 Shades trilogy, Dornan tried his hand at a variety of genres. From biopics, A Private War, psychological horror, The Tourist, to indie dramas, Belfast. But most were overshadowed by his wet past. Some of Hollywood's top directors are said to have quietly written off Jamie Dornan's name from their casting lists for fear that his appearance would bring unwanted stereotypes. He always evokes BDSM in the bedroom. That makes it really hard for producers to convince audiences to take any other role seriously, a source in the film industry revealed. #Cancel Grey? The reverse boycott trend. More worryingly, the wave of protests against the 50 Shades film for promoting toxic relationships and disguised violence is returning, especially in the post-Me Too era. And Jamie, even though he's just an actor, hasn't been spared. The hashtags #Grey is not sexy and #boycott Dornan have been trending on social media after an old interview was resurfaced, in which Dornan joked about filming BDSM scenes without any counseling. Rebirth or death? Dornan is currently preparing for a low-budget indie project in Iceland, where he hopes to start over quietly. However, critics remain skeptical that the Christian Grey who once drove millions crazy can escape that label and become a real actor. A veteran journalist commented on The Guardian, "If Robert Pattinson overcame the Twilight curse with The Lighthouse and Batman, then so can Dornan, if he's determined enough. But the door is closing. Jamie Dornan is at a crossroads. And this time, there's no leather strap to save him." Blockbuster dropped and Netflix suspicious silence. According to a private source from an A-list director who worked with Dornan on Heart of Stone, Dornan was once approached for a lead role in a new Netflix action series, expected to be the blockbuster successor to Reacher and The Night Agent. However, just a few weeks after the audition, Jamie Dornan's name disappeared from all media profiles of the project. It's not because of his acting ability. It's simply that the media committee thought he was not safe in terms of his image. Audiences remember Grey more than Dornan himself. It's risky to put a $100 million series on the shoulders of a controversial sex symbol, said an anonymous senior executive at Netflix. Rift with Dakota Johnson? In a brief interview on the podcast Real Talk, Dakota Johnson, Dornan's longtime co-star, accidentally caused a social media explosion when mentioning their relationship. "We don't keep in touch much anymore. Actually, I am not sure if Jamie really liked the role as much as people think." That one sentence was enough to spark rumors. Was there a hidden conflict between them during filming? Some people in the old crew spoke up anonymously that Dornan was very upset when he saw Dakota getting more praise, and once suggested changing the way the scenes were shot to balance the spotlight, but was rejected. Christian Grey is a curse, not a role. Dornan himself said that half-jokingly in a 2022 GQ interview. But now, those words are echoing like a prophecy. His loyal fans are still staunchly defending their idol, but industry experts are more realistic. Hollywood is tough. People don't remember who you were. They remember how you made them feel. With Jamie, it's about obsession, not artistic emotion. And that's the problem, concludes Variety's film critic. A bleak future. Is the only way out to disappear? Under mounting pressure from the public, casting failures and a wave of underground boycotts, Jamie Dornan is considering taking a 2 to 3 year break from acting, according to a stylist close to him. He's investing in an Irish whiskey brand and writing a documentary about the mental health crisis in men, a personal topic he said has been on his mind for years. Is this a smart move to save his image, or a sign that the spotlight has gone out? From grey to absence, Jamie Dornan is learning to survive, without tying his audience to scandal or strings. Father Grey, and the failed comeback, when the old shadow is longer than the new halo. London, November 2029. After 4 years of complete absence from the screen, Jamie Dornan made a surprising return in the latest drama film by legendary director Martin Scorsese, The Last Confession. In the film, Dornan plays a young priest torn between faith and sinful memories, a heavy role, with psychological depth and full of opportunities to wash away the old image. The media immediately called this a chance for redemption. A golden turning point, or grey is no longer the main color, until the first trailer was released. The internet exploded with the hashtag #FatherGrey. Within 48 hours after the trailer was released, social networks were flooded with sarcastic comments, photo edits and videos of Dornan wearing a priest's robe but playing the 50 Shades soundtrack. TikTokers are competing to create content like, "I went to confession and the person sitting in the confessional was Christian Grey. What should I do? I thought it was a priest but it turned out to be a spiritual BDSM tutorial." The hashtags #FatherGrey and #ConfessWithCaution, conditional confession, are trending worldwide, not because the film is good, but because Dornan can't escape Christian Grey, even when he's wearing a dark robe. Scorsese disappointed, fans criticize, box office freezes. Although critics praised Dornan's performance, mature, restrained and emotional, the negative media effect has caused a chain reaction. Ticket sales are at a record low for a Scorsese film, forcing the production company to shorten the release time and cancel the global release plan. A journalist from IndieWire frankly commented, "Jamie Dornan is right. His performance this time is really mature. But the public is not forgiving. They do not want to see Grey confess, they want Grey to disappear." The curse does not lift, no matter how much time passes. In the press conference after the box office failure, Dornan said in a sad voice, "I did my best to be an actor, not just an icon. But it seems, some memories, the audience does not want to forget." That sentence immediately became a meme. Once again, Jamie Dornan was drowned by his old glory. And this time, the public did not laugh because they loved him. They laughed because they were bored. Jamie Dornan, the price of a role of a lifetime, is not being able to continue living your life.